you want me to be afraid, then well done. I am the Doctor. And I am afraid.
The Doctor and Ruby have just visited the city of Fine Time, which was overrun with giant, people-eating slug monsters called man-traps. The man-traps are the latest addition to a massive menagerie of monsters in Doctor Who. In fact, its iconic creature designs are something the show is best known for. The Doctor encounters a lot of weird and wonderful creatures on their adventures, and thankfully, not all of them are evil. In fact, some of them are friends. But in a universe full of aliens, robots, and otherworldly entities, what makes a monster?
Hey! Which one of you hurt my Bennett?
Oof, it's a pretty solid example. But it isn't always that easy to spot a monster, or even an alien, in the Whoniverse. In fact, our hero is an ancient alien with 2 hearts who looks just like a human, so I think it goes without saying that looks can be deceiving. The Doctor learned this lesson recently when he got caught in the middle of a battle between the terrifying Rolf warriors and the adorable, cute little Meep.
Meep, Meep. Now, let's be fair. It's your turn, the Meep. Witness for the defense. So, what are you saying?
Now to hell with this! Exhibit C! No stun guns from me! Just die!
Adorable? Who said adorable? Nah, that wasn't me. That was the other guy, I think. In fact, the Meep is just one of many monsters in the Whoniverse who might look cute and harmless, but can be extremely dangerous to cross. If you're traveling in deep space, you might want to keep your eye out for the Pating. Despite its size, this tiny little monster can eat its way through an entire spaceship.
Where's our stars? Docker, my
That looks like the what is that?
A little monster, but monster nonetheless. On the flip side, occasionally there are creatures that the Doctor might first consider being a monster, but ends up being harmless, maybe even kind. When the Doctor and Amy were investigating a mysterious creature aboard the Starship UK, they discovered the entire ship itself was actually one big creature, a star whale, and it was here to help.
The creature you are looking at is called a star whale. Once there were millions of them. They lived in the depths of space and, according to legend, guided the early space travelers through the asteroid belts. This one, as far as we are aware, is the last of its kind. And what we have done to it breaks my heart.
See? Even the Doctor can't always spot a monster right away. Thankfully though, some monsters in the Whoniverse are much easier to recognize, because they take a lot of inspiration from the classics. It's always fun when a creature from our own real-world folklore shows up in Doctor Who, because there's usually a cool sci-fi twist on its monstrous mythology. Whether it's ghosts with bodies made of gas, vampires that are secretly alien fish in disguise,
Are we on the 2nd floor?
demons from beyond the known universe,
This world shall be mine.
werewolves that transform as the result of an alien virus, mummies that are being kept alive by ancient technology. Are you my mummy? And most recently, baby-eating goblins that can bimble through time.
Did you just hiss at me?
While we love an iconic monster, the Doctor does only run into them every once in a while, because famously, the show has plenty of classic monsters of its own. Some of the scariest monsters of the Whoniverse are the ones that keep coming back. No matter how many times they've been defeated, sooner or later, the Doctor always manages to run into them again. The biggest offenders being the Daleks, who have been frightening Doctor Who fans since the very beginning. Yeah, we didn't even see the whole Dalek at first, and it's still terrifying. In many ways, this is the secret of a great Doctor Who monster, the fear factor. Any creature in the Whoniverse can be dangerous, but it takes a lot to be scary. The Weeping Angels. These guys are considered by fans as some of the scariest Doctor Who monsters of all time, and can you blame them?
On my count then. God be with us all. 3, 2, 1. Fire!
Sorry, never gets old. Hopefully, by now, you have a better understanding of the monsters of the Whoniverse. Of course, as the Doctor themselves says, there's no such thing as monsters, just creatures you haven't met yet, which should hopefully give you an idea of how the Doctor tries to perceive the universe. They try to give the benefit of the doubt to new creatures that they don't understand before assuming the worst. But sometimes, a new creature really is just full of evil intent, and after giving it a chance, the Doctor will always step in to stop them.
I tried to talk, I want you to remember that. I tried to reach out. I tried to understand you, but I think that you understand us perfectly.
I think that you just don't care. And I don't know whether you are here to invade, infiltrate, or just replace us.
I don't suppose it really matters now. You are monsters! That is the role you seem determined to play, so it seems that I must play mine. The man that stops the monsters.
And I shall play mine, the man that reminds you to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel. I think that was good. I thought that was very clever. I think Capaldi will be proud. Anyway, watch these videos if you want, or don't, but I prefer if you did. And then have a good day.